we have supervillains. We have two supervillains. We have two supervillains that have been updated. But are those updates improvements? Let's find this out. What is up, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. And what we have is the Marvel Legends under the Supervillains banner 2-pack consisting of Masque and Crossbones. Yes, indeedy do. They look very good in packaging, but then again, of course, they should. That's all about marketing, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we have seen these two characters before in Hasbro. With Madame Masque, we saw this a long time ago in the Arnhem Zola wave. So that's going back. And this is our fourth version of Crossbones. We had him way back in the Ares wave, the very first time. Then we had him in an SDCC exclusive. The Thunderbolts was a 5-pack. Then we recently had Crossbones in the Black Widow Crimson Dynamo wave, and then voila, we got what we got going on here. And this guy looks to be totally different from what we've seen before, and we will review that. But anyhow, we see what we got going on in packaging. We've got the supervillain logo at the top. On the side, we have a couple pieces of artwork showing both Madame Masque and Crossbones on one side, and then on the other we've got the side of the window, and you can see thumbnails of the two. Then when we turn to the rear, we have larger thumbnails of both Madame Masque in her newer mask, by the way, and we got Crossbones just posted up. So now we've got our bad guys unleashed and standing before us. Initial thoughts, looking very good. Madame Masque, she's on the more updated female buck. It's not the super articulated buck, but it's still a good one. Definitely much better than what we used to get. And if you need reminders of what we used to get, you will see that momentarily later on down the line in this review. As far as Crossbones is concerned, he is a mishmash of old and new. Starting with the old, the legs are old. Those are taken from, if I am not mistaken, Hercules. And I mean the first Hercules, technically the second. The first Hercules, the one that was, he was basically in like paramilitary garb as far as the pants and boots were concerned. As far as the upper torso is concerned, and the upper body, we've got new arms for sure, looking good. Definitely a new head sculpt. The vest is bananas. We will take a closer look at all of that when we get to our boy Rumlow here. As far as the accessories, you see them laid out before you. We will take a look at Madame Masque's accessories first. And I'm going to start off all the way in the back with this. This is the briefcase that she comes with. You see it's got AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics, emblazoned there on the front along with the symbol. Nothing going on in the back, and it does open up. And the reason it does that is because now I will go to what I have on her left side, and that's we get a stash of money, of loot, of cheese, moolah, stacks. You just place that in there, and that's what you got going on. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to set that to the side back there. Next up, we will look at her second set of hands. She's got a pair of trigger finger hands, and let's see, are they both that way? Okay, the left hand has got a horizontal hinge and the right has got the vertical. So that's pretty cool right there. I'll set those to the side. Then we will go to her weapons. She comes with these plastic gold molded firearms. I may as well go two-hand style. They're both the same style weapon, only one has a suppressor on it. And we do have ports in there for blast effects, and that is a good thing because we've got a pair of blast effects right here. And let's see if I can do both without looking too clumsy on camera. And what's cool about that is I'm going to set down the weapon that doesn't have the suppressor so I can demonstrate it. Fit that in there, and that's cool, right? Cool. I'll set that down. Now I'll pick up the other weapon because we also have a pair of smoke effects. We've seen these before with the Black Widow. I think Deadly Origins Black Widow had that one time. That was an exclusive. I forgot for which store. I think it was Walmart. I could be mistaken about that. And you can fit that into a port as well. It's looking kind of rough, but it'll get in there because it's made to get in there. And so there it is. You've got a smoking effect too, so that's pretty cool. It's great when they add the smoking effects. The final accessory is in the form of, you see it right there, right in between her. She has an additional head sculpt. And just so you can see that right there, it looks pretty cool. Looks like I am, there we go. But I want to get a close-up look of this anyway because I want you to see. This is the design that you see on the packaging, this particular mask. It's almost like it's fused to her face or, you know, blended with her face. She's got the pupilless eyes. Very nice head sculpt. As always, the digital tech is on and cracking. Then you got the hair. So, yep, that's also a very nice head sculpt there. As for Mr. Rumlow's accessories, we get an additional set of hands. These are trigger finger hands, and the right is vertical. They're both vertical, matter of fact. They're both vertical, so we got that going on. Then weapons, we have his Surefire knife. We've seen this knife, this particular knife, a million times in Marvel Legends. And we've seen it, we may as well say 1,000,001 times. And we have two sidearms, basically. They're essentially, they're not the same weapon. Now that I'm looking at it, they're different. So they both have these rectangular style suppressors, and there are ports for effects. This one over here has a longer magazine in there, so pretty cool. Very nice. Molded in a black. Not necessarily, it's basically a flat black. And then we've got his business weapon right here. And pretty nice. It's got the magazine painted red just like on the firearm that has the elongated magazine. So pretty nice. It's got a grenade launcher. That, of course, is molded, but, you know, just so you get an idea of how nice it is. And then, speaking of grenade launchers, we get this little ditty right here. We've seen this before too, only it was totally translucent. They have it painted white in the center, whereas the actual explosion effect is like a translucent blood orange, reddish orange. And the last time we saw this, the tips of the explosion, they were painted a different color because that was shrapnel. This right here is the same color. I guess it's not supposed to be shrapnel. It's supposed to be an explosion. But still, very nice effect. Very nice indeed. All right, taking a look at Madame Masque as she is now center stage. And a little bit closer up, of course. Out of packaging, she came with this mask, her classic mask on the body. This is how most of us know her and remember her, and I dare say probably most of us will be displaying her with this head sculpt on. But speaking of it though, it is get in there, don't want to lose too much focus, but the Silver Masque. Her real name is, well, it isn't Whitney Frost. She went by Whitney Frost for the longest time until it was discovered that she is the daughter of Count Nefaria. And yeah, and part of the Magia back in the day. And then, of course, she's got dealings with AIM, which was given away by her briefcase. It's got AIM blazed all over the front of it. But yeah, that's a little something about her. And the head sculpt, pretty nice with the mask. Pupilless eyes, as you can see, and the lips are a little bit more golden than the rest of the mask. Her eyes also have, they are darkened in, you know, around the pupilless eyes. Black hair, pretty nice. It's going down the back. And since it's long, you know what that means when it comes to the articulation. It is what it is. As far as the body's concerned, pretty nice. We've got nice gold for the zipper, and the zipper clasp is also painted gold, so nice attention to detail. The design, we've got some gold striping there. It turns white, and the striping continues. You got to love that. Her belt, which is loose, the buckle is gold, and that's the only thing painted here. On her back, her harness painted gold as well, so that's pretty cool. Then, of course, you know, her sleeves, which go up to her biceps, are white with black rings. And then when you get to her legs, the thighs, she's got the gold line work going there. And then, of course, from the mid-thigh on down, she's everything is white except for the striping going around the thighs. It breaks up right there, as you can see. So pretty cool. And of course, her shoes are just white. Her articulation is she can, of course, look down that much. Her head is on a hinge. She's not going to look up because of the hair. That's the most you'll get her to look up. I guess that's a little bit. That's better than nothing. She can give you some pivot there, and of course you can 360 it pretty freely because her head is sitting high on that neck. So that's why it's pretty easy to move her head around despite her having as much hair as she does. She can get you a T-pose with the shoulders there, and you've got the 360. There is no butterfly joint. So her rearing back ability is that much, and you're not going to cross body, but this is all you get. In fact, it's not that much at all. She's got the bicep swivel and the double jointed elbows. She's got the swiveling wrist, horizontal hinge on the classic female hands there that we always got, you know, the non trigger finger or fist going the other way just to make sure that it wasn't stuck in terms of at her elbow. She's got a diaphragm, and you already know what time it is with that. You got almost nothing going forward. Going back, you get that much, not bad. Of course, you can go side to side and rotate. At that diaphragm, you get nothing with the waist. You can do the splits that far. You can kick nicely 90 and back just a little bit. She's got the thigh cut, double jointed knees, and no calf swivel or anything, but she can point her toe that far forward. That far up, pretty nice going up. She's got the ankle pivot, and you see the holes at the bottom of her feet. And let's do this real quick. As I get her back in place, I'm going to pop off her head and put in the other mask, the other head with the mask. If it'll go in, there we go. And let you guys see what that looks like. Not bad, not bad at all. Now, it's time for Crossbones, who has taken center stage. And as I stated before, We've got a new head sculpt in terms of his mask. Pretty nice there with the skull design. The eyes, pupilless. And you see that's pretty nice there. Next up, we'll talk about his body is basically molded in this grayish, this bluish gray type of color. Same thing, you know, you got the wrists and the gloves there. But he's got the overlay of that vest, and this vest is bananas as far as I'm concerned. Very, very nice. Very, very nice vest. Front and back. This is they really did a job with this vest. I think this is cool. This vest makes the figure in my estimation. We've got pouches. It would have been nice if we had gotten paint on these pouches. They've got a nice texture to them. You have to have it in hand to feel it, to know what I'm talking about. And I don't just mean the you know, like the stubble type of texture there. We even have like a ribbed texture. You can see it. I know it's coming through on the camera, so that's cool. Very, very nice. It would, like I said, it would have been nice if we had gotten some paint. That would have really made this vest pop if we'd have gotten dabs of silver paint on all the clasps, the buttons that have buttons. We've got silver paint there on his crossbones, so we did get that. Going down to his belt, his utility belt there, all kinds of patches. Once again, it would have been nice if we have gotten some paint on those. On the rear, speaking of different color, talking about paint, more patches by the way, we've got a pair of affixed grenades, frag grenades, and they're painted green. They're molded green, I should say, to be accurate. We've got the sheath, that's black. Of course, down below, we've got the holster on the right leg. And where the sheath is connected to this belt, and then the lower belt, which is like a bandolier, we've got some brass color there. Those are for rounds, so pretty cool that we've got that going on. And then, of course, we've got the knee pads. As I stated, the legs are from Hercules. And then we've got those boots. So that's how that goes down. He doesn't have any head sculpt or anything like that, just those trigger finger hands that I spoke of before. As far as his articulation, his head is on a dumbbell. So he can look up that far. He can look down that much. He can get you side, you know, some pivot there, and of course he can 360 it. You'll get a little bit of resistance because of that vest, which is nice. Did I mention that the vest has paint for the zipper? So keep that in mind too. As far as getting you a T-pose, you can get that much out of him. He does have butterflies, so his ability to rear back is significant, as you can see right there. Coming forward, you know you're going to get impeded because of that that vest, but that's a small price to pay considering how nice this vest is. So this is all you're going to get. You could probably get more if the vest was removed, which I am not doing. Of course, you can 360, and of course you got the bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless elbows, and I'm stating that because the knees are pinned, just so you know. And then we have the rotation at the wrist and horizontal hinge for the wrist. In terms of the torso, there's an ab crunch in there, but the vest is going to impede that. So that's all you're going to get really going forward. Going back, that's all you're going to get. The vest is definitely going to be impeding. You've got a waist swivel there. And that's, yeah, it is a waist swivel. There's no, it's not a ball hinge there. As far as the splits are concerned, that's as far out as he'll go with his hips, which isn't really that much. He's only giving you about 85 degrees on that kick. He can go back decently. He's got the thigh cut, and of course, the double jointed pinned knees. He's got a boot cuff right there, and he can point his toe forward that far up. Or rather that far forward, this far up. You got the ankle pivot there, and of course you see the holes at the bottom of those feet. So that's what you get there. While we've got him up, since I don't have to worry about changing his head, I'll equip him. Fair's fair. We did a head exchange with Madame Masque. We may as well equip our boy here. I'm going to put in the holster this weapon with the regular suppressor. And there we go. And that is Mr. Rumlow's loadout. That's all he can. You put the other weapon in his hand, and other weapons in his hand, and then that is how you can basically have him be totally self-contained. Now for some Crossbones comparisons, we have got the oldest and the latest before our current lined side by side with one on left. We have the very first Crossbones that we were granted by Hasbro. This is from the Ares Wave. The second one we got was from the Thunderbolts 5-pack, which was an SDCC exclusive from, I want to say 8 years ago, I think, something like that. Was it 2015, 2014? Something like that. And on our right, we have Crossbones from the Black Widow Crimson Dynamo Wave, which is the latest version that we got. The one from the Thunderbolts, I believe, was on the Hyperion buck, which there was a lot of issues with that buck, and I believe that our Crimson Dynamo version is I believe at least the top is the Hyperion buck, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, you see those differences right there. And here's a comparison of our current Madame Masque in her more current style mask next to, and please don't be too horrified by what you see, this was from the Autumn Zola Wave. Hasbro Marvel Legends were just coming back. I believe this was one of their first waves of their return. So this is either, I don't know, 2011 or 2012 when this came out, but you can see the difference is absolutely horrible. Skinny legs, ball joints there at the hips. It was just horrible. And of course the head sculpts, night and day. And here's Madame Masque next to Dear Old Dad. We have Count Lucino Nefaria in the house. So final thoughts as we put this review to bed on the Marvel Legends supervillains. We got a couple bad guys, Madame Masque and Crossbones. Two figures that we've seen before, that we've had before, but both updated. And the question that we asked at the beginning was, are these updates worth mentioning? Are they worth the bit? Are they worth upgrading to these figures if you already have these figures in your collection? Well, I can tell you right now, Madame Masque, hands down, it's yes. No matter any upgrade, ever so slight, is leaps and bounds better than the first version that we got. You guys saw the comparison. You know what I'm talking about. But as she stands on her own, we've got the updated female body, which is, of course, great. It's not the super articulated one, but it's the next best thing after that. So pretty cool. The head sculpts, both are wonderful. You know, we've got the original mask, and we've got the more modern take on her mask. We've got that briefcase filled with money. We've got her two golden guns. Now, she does sport golden guns. Okay, got that. But these are that gold plastic molded. You know what I'm saying? I would have definitely preferred if she had the guns were painted gold. That would have been much better aesthetic. Like look at what I've got there. The gun next to her face. You see what I'm saying? If the guns were painted the same color as that mask, it would be on and cracking. As far as Cross is concerned, half of him is used and the other half, it ain't. The lower half is used. It's the Hercules legs from the, I call it the paramilitary style Hercules. And as far as the rest of him is concerned, I'm assuming that the upper is new. Definitely the arms. The torso may be used, and I don't know from whom, but the torso may be used, but I know the arms are new. They're pinless, whereas the legs are pinned. That's how, and like I said, they were Hercules. Hercules came out when Marvel Legends was still rocking pinned joints. The highlight though is that vest. That vest is bananas. I'm loving the vest, and he's got the newer mask for the head sculpt, so that's all good too. He came with an explosive effect. We've seen it before. I believe with the Punisher and Bushwhacker, if I'm not mistaken. And pretty nice effect. It's molded in translucent blood red, blood orange, I should call it, kind of color. And, we'll take those type of effects for sure. He comes with the two weapons you see him rocking right there, plus a rifle. So pretty cool. And, of course, they both come with additional sets of hands. Madam Masque and Cross are rocking those different sets right now in this end shot. So yeah, pretty good 2-pack. It's an Amazon exclusive. I failed to mention that at the beginning, but this is an Amazon exclusive, so keep that in mind. I believe they're still in stock, so if you're feeling it after this review, go ahead and do your thing. Yeah. But anyhow, I'm digging this 2-pack, and let me know down below what you guys think. Pass or play. You gonna do this or not? So let me know in the comments below. Also, all that other stuff that you do down there. You know how we do. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Here on the Creepy Crawly station, the Ruckus station. Show some love down there. It would be very nice. I would appreciate it greatly. Anyway, enough of that. It's time to get about. Excellent 2-pack in my estimation. Yeah. Until next time, peace.